I want to start my talk by just saying thank you for trusting me to have this gadget on. It's been a dream of mine since I was a little child to speak with this on. And thank you for being here today at the first student talk in Iceland ever. I'm so excited to see this brand grow in Iceland, hopefully. And I'm so proud to be the first speaker ever in Iceland, yeah. Without further ado, I want to start my talk. And I want to start my talk by asking you, the audience, a question. Has anybody in here today praised himself or herself or itself for something you've done well today? Has anyone here taken some time consciously to do something that makes you feel good and empowers you?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. I'm here today to tell you about my experience from different roles in my life that all led up to me being the co-founder and now chairperson of Hugrún, which is an association which focuses on raising mental health awareness in Iceland. And I want to highlight the importance of taking care of yourself as an individual, and especially if you're a leader. So, let's rewind back to where it all began. In 2015, I was in my second year at the University of Iceland studying nursing. I had never participated in any kind of social work before, but I had always had this strong sense of justice inside of me ever since I was a baby. And I tended to stand up to authority when I was a baby, which back then were just teachers and parents. But I felt at that point that I had never done anything that mattered or left a mark in the big picture. So I decided to do something about it, and I decided to run for the Students' Association at my department and take it all the way and be the chairperson of the party committee. I had no experience, but I actually ended up getting elected. With no experience but nothing but my ambition, I was determined to make the party life of the nursing students in Iceland the best one in the world. That year actually taught me a lot. It taught me the importance of teamwork. I was the chairperson of the party committee, but I had a whole committee working with me. I found that it's so important to sit down with each and every one who is working closely with you and realize where their strength and their interest lies. And by doing that, it's going to be easier for you as a leader to delegate the work. And you could do it in a kind of a manner where you enable that strength and interest when you delegate the work. And also, you can get the people to be, the people you work with to be more interested in doing the work if they find that you show them interest. And they actually want to do something for you maybe sometimes. That's key, no. The importance of teamwork is really high when working on any kind of project or work. You can't do everything by yourself. And you have to be able to trust the people you work with and delegate the work. And the more people that participate in the work, and if they're all interested in the work, the better the work becomes. I learned that year. After that year, I decided, and that was 2016, I decided I wanted to take it even further and step even further out of my party committee comfort zone. I was actually really good at that. But I decided to take it even further, and I decided to participate in the student politics at the university. I participated in an election that lasted for about a month, and that period of time was so intense, and it taught me so much but the most important thing that it taught me was networking. When you take part in any kind of work, networking is really important for different kind of reasons. Networking for me was important because it kind of broadened my horizon, and I actually had to stand up for my beliefs, argue about them every now and then, and that made me believe in what I was standing for even more, or I walked out of a conversation with a different point of view that was actually maybe better. Networking is also important because you get to know people from different kind of backgrounds and who are maybe perhaps leader of another project. And I have this one rule: no matter what the event is or the situation is, I have this rule that if I don't know a person who I'm engaging in a conversation with, I always start the conversation by shaking their hand, introduce myself with my name, what I'm doing, and what we are talking about if the conversation already started. That way, everyone who is included in the conversation is at an equal level and can participate and know where everyone's coming from. And if I'm attending an event like this, and I know there are leaders from other projects there, I go out of the way to do the handshake with them, because that way it's going to be easier to call in favors in the future. Networking for me isn't formal. When I was starting in student politics, I always imagined networking to be like a formal event that's called networking time, and everyone's there dressed up and shaking hands and getting to know each other. But I find, excuse me, I find that networking is in everyday and daily life, everywhere, in meetings, in any event, at the lunch break, just everywhere. And you can spread your message anywhere, anytime. It doesn't have to be a formal event. I've actually had the best conversations during lunch breaks. I don't smoke, but I've heard that the best conversations happen there, but don't smoke, kids. After that year and these different experiences, the party committee and the student politics, it all led me up to being a part of Hugrún. Hugrún was founded in 2016, just 2 years ago. It was founded by students at the university who all came from different backgrounds, but all shared the same passion: to raise mental health awareness and to tackle prejudice in the society. We now consist of 120 students who are all volunteering to go to high schools and elementary schools to give talks about mental health and mental illnesses and where you can get help. They're all volunteers, like I said, and this year we've been to every high school in Iceland. We are starting on the elementary schools, and we just opened up a website and launched the campaign alongside of it. And the website hit 30,000 new users in the first week, which is roughly about 10% of the population in Iceland. I call that a good campaign. But it wasn't exactly planned how this organization grew so fast. But I think personally it's because we have a good team that works well together, and we have networking. We were good at networking in social media, and we spread our message everywhere. We went to every event, every talk, anything available, just to say what we were doing and what made us special. And all of this couldn't be possible if it wasn't for the volunteers who were all giving their work just because they all shared the same passion. I can't stand here today as the president or chairperson of a mental health association without highlighting the importance of taking care of yourself. Self-care is not a sign of weakness or selfishness. It improves your work and it improves you as a leader, And if you're better prepared to take care of yourself, you're better prepared to take care of your work, projects, and the people you work with. Self-care doesn't have to be really complicated. It's just taking some time every day to do something that you know will make you feel good. If it's writing, painting, going for a walk, spending time with loved ones, listening to a good podcast, being at this talk, listening to me, or just, it doesn't have to be complicated. And do it consciously, because then you know you're taking some time for yourself. And praise yourself. Really, it works. Like, I'm going to go home after this talk and just give myself a pat on the back for standing here and giving this talk. And I want to challenge all of you to go home today after this talk, find something you want to praise yourself for today. It doesn't have to be giving a student talk. It doesn't have to be changing the world. Just that you, maybe somebody can praise himself or herself or itself for brushing their teeth in the morning. That can be a big step for somebody. Or going for a walk. Or turning in a big project. Whatever it is. Praise yourself for it. And you're doing it well. You reap what you sow. So, if you sow good thoughts and self-care for yourself, your work is going to become better, and you can take better care of the people you're working with if you're a leader. When it all comes down to it, why are we doing what we are doing if it's not for us and what we believe in? I'm Elísabet Brynjarsdóttir. Thank you for the audience.